She was turned away at the station, until a cowboy's quiet choice changed everything. The winter wind cut through the small train station like a blade, sharp and unforgiving. Snow gathered in thin, stubborn lines along the platform, and the sky hung low and gray, as if even the clouds were tired of watching people leave. She stood near the far wall, clutching a worn leather bag to her chest. Her coat was too thin for the season, its buttons mismatched, its sleeves frayed at the cuffs. No one noticed her at first. People rarely did when someone looked like they belonged nowhere. When she finally stepped forward to the ticket counter, the clerk barely glanced up. "Ticket?" he asked flatly. She slid a few crumpled bills across the counter with shaking fingers. It's all I have. I just need to get to Red Creek." The clerk counted the money, then pushed it back. "Not enough." Her throat tightened. "Please. I can stand. I don't need." "Rules are rules," he interrupted, already calling for the next person. "Move along." She stood there for a moment too long, heat rising behind her eyes. Then she nodded, turned away, and walked back to the cold corner of the station where disappointment waited patiently. That's when the cowboy noticed her. He hadn't meant to. He was the kind of man who kept his eyes to himself, broad-shouldered, quiet, with a weathered hat pulled low and boots still dusted with ranch dirt. He'd been leaning against a wooden post, waiting for his own train, when he saw her wipe her face quickly with her sleeve, as if ashamed of the tears she couldn't quite stop. Something about that stopped him. He watched as she sat on a bench, staring at the floor, her hands wrapped tightly around that small bag like it held the last pieces of her life. No anger, no drama, just exhaustion. The train whistle sounded in the distance. The cowboy pushed off the post and walked to the counter. He didn't say much, he never did. "One ticket to Red Creek," he said, placing his money down. The clerk slid the ticket across without question. The cowboy picked it up, turned, and walked past the bench where she sat. He slowed, then stopped. He held the ticket out to her. "You dropped this," he said simply. She looked up, confused. That's not. It is now." Her eyes moved from the ticket to his face, rough and unreadable, then back again. "I can't take this." "You can," he replied. "And you should. Train's coming." She stood slowly, disbelief written across every line of her face. "Why?" he shrugged, adjusting his hat. "Seemed like you needed it more than I did." For a moment, neither of them moved. The noise of the station faded, replaced by something quieter, something human. "Thank you," she whispered, voice breaking. "You don't know what this means." He nodded once, already turning away. Safe travels. The train arrived in a rush of steam and sound. As she boarded, she looked back, searching for him. He was already walking toward the exit, boots steady, hands in his pockets, as if nothing remarkable had happened at all. But everything had changed. Hours later, as the train cut through the frozen countryside, she held the ticket in her lap like a promise. She didn't know the cowboy's name. She might never see him again. But his quiet choice had given her something she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. And sometimes, that's all it takes. One silent act of kindness, one stranger who decides to care, to change everything. Subscribe for more Wild West love stories, like the video if it moved you, and comment your experience or thoughts below. Your support keeps these stories alive.